The Breaker Upperers is a New Zealand comedy film and is directed, written and stars Maledeline, Sami and Jackie Van Beek. This was a pleasant surprise because from the trailers, on the surface it did look funny, but some of the comedy I also found to be a little bit crass and a little bit juvenile. So I did have my doubts about the film. But I'm sort of half and half on the comedy because on the one half, the jokes hit their mark and they were hilarious. But on the other half, some of the jokes weren't funny and some of them came off as awkward. That's not to say that the overall humor in the film wasn't funny. This is one of the few comedy films that I've seen from this year that I've laughed more at. Truthfully, I'm not the biggest fan of comedy films. One of my main gripes is most comedy films don't age well. Comedy films from this year like Tag and Game Night, I don't see having a lasting appeal in a few years. But the comedy films that have come out of New Zealand like What We Do in the Shadows and Hunt for the Wilderpeople, I've had incentive to go back and rewatch over and over again. And that's what I get with The Breaker Upperers. While I do see its appeal not lasting for a few years, I definitely see myself going back to it at least 1 or 2 times in the future. Something I found while watching this film was how refreshing it was. And a lot of that has to do with the main characters. These 2 characters don't come off as stereotypes that you would see in other comedy films. These characters felt different. Another thing I want to talk about is the cinematography, because a lot of the shots felt very creative, and I got the feeling that someone with real talent for cinematography really cared about this project. There was one great creative scene in this film that was a spoof of music videos, and all of the technical aspect of this film really shined in this one scene, and this stuck out to me as one of the more memorable scenes in the film. Overall, I would recommend this film. If you're a fan of the brand of style of comedy that has come out of films like Hunt for the Wilderpeople and What We Do in the Shadows, this is right up your alley. Although, while it's not as perfect as those films, and the comedy is a bit cringeworthy and awkward and not funny in some places, I can still say I enjoyed myself with the film. A majority of the comedy in the film was funny, the 2 main leads were well acted and very likable, the cinematography had some very well done shots that really surprised me, and to be honest, this is easily the funniest film I've seen from this year, and I'm going to give The Breaker Upperers a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. As always, I'm NETX5. Thank you for watching.